Hi, Sandy.
Hi, it's Dave. There's no Kirk with us today because I'm guessing he forgot, or he's drunk in a ditch somewhere as it is Christmas.
Yeah,
So no change there. No
we're
change
talking to
there.
you, we were talking to you from Sunday the 29th of December, a few days after Christmas. So
Yes,
we managed to squeeze in our schedule, didn't we, Dave?
yeah. We took some time away from being jolly to come here. We're not jolly anymore. We took some time away from being jolly over Christmas to do these, but apparently Kirk has either forgotten, even though we did message him yesterday about this, or he is drunk as a skunk somewhere in the corner.
And about half an hour ago, as in, can we get on it earlier and get it done? But no response.
No response. So
No response.
we've given him 10 minutes overtime and we're getting on with it. But today, what are we talking about? We are doing our breaking down, pulling apart series where we the three of us, but in this case, the two of us have gone away and watched this video of a particular band. We break it into 1 minute blocks and we pull it apart, dissect it, and bring it back with our thoughts and feelings about what we thought about the song, etc. Today is a band we've never checked out. It's a band called Rolling Quartz. They are a South Korean rock band formed in 2019. The song is called Rebold. They've done 3 albums to date. Which actually really surprised me on my first look of this band. I was not expecting it to be a band of any sort of substance of any period of time. Very single orientated. They've released a lot of singles, which is a very modern thing kind of to do nowadays with rock bands. Rather than just dumping an album, it's literally constantly putting out content. So they've definitely done a lot of that. We're going to play you the first minute of the song. So this is minute 0 to minute 1 for you at home, and then we're going to talk about it. So this is the first minute for you at home. Okay, yeah, so first impressions of this band were I don't know if you were the same. I watched it and I went, oh, here we go. that was my first kind of thing. Not from anything from a musical point of view. I just saw the look and I went, okay, so there are I think it was 5 attractive South Korean girls, and I was like, is this going to be one of these bands that's been put together by a organization, like that the Japanese Idol format where they've got 5 people together? Because the thing I didn't quite understand with this one is you've got 5 attractive young ladies. When you put a band together, a rock band, you don't tend to get 5 people that are good looking. I mean, if you look at any like metal band here, they're not all good looking people. So this feels very much like this was a planned look and almost staged rather than organic. But from what I can understand from this is there's something where they were 2 separate bands. They came together, which is where the Rolling and the Quartz, they were rolling something and Quartz something, and that's where Rolling and Quartz came together. And they picked, so I wonder if they picked the best looking ones of the bands and kept them and got rid of the uglier ones, and that's how they came together and made Rolling. I have no idea. I don't know. That I'm being cynical there. I'm in jest at that point, but it does feel like it's more organic.
It's coincidental that the 2 bands merged and you've got the members you require. You need to take the best. It wasn't the drummer left from Rolling whatever and the drummer from Quartz. Do you know what I mean? There seems to be like they fit together well with the members required. So there may be some sort of manufacturing planning, or it could be very good luck. And 2 genuine bands who had 2 genuine situations of joined forces and created Rolling Quartz.
I mean, it comes together really well. It's a good pop rock is the best way I could put it. Pop rock crossover. It's got a nice, interesting guitar effect that she uses on her main guitar playing. I put down the word whammy. I don't know if it's a whammy. It's some sort of effect that she's using over the top of the fiddle, which I really liked. It was quite cool. They've got a great look. I mean, it's an interesting look in the sense that it is going to grab your attention, especially from a male persuasion. If you were a Korean or South Korean 18, 19-year-old, you're going to be looking that direction. There's no doubt for me about that one. It was almost pop look. It's like when a pop star wants to look rock or wants to look like a metaler. That's how they dress because they're not quite sure what a rock metal generally looks like. It does. I looked at it, I was like, doesn't quite look natural like a metal band or a rock band. It feels like they've dressed themselves up a little bit more, made themselves look a bit more poppy in it, or they've probably put too much effort or too much thought into actually what they're wearing, which is unlikely for a rock band normally. What then confused me a little bit this one when I was listening to going, I don't know if you had the same. You go, oh, they're singing in English. Hang on, but I can't understand what they're saying. Oh no, they're in English. No, I can't understand what they're saying. And then realized that afterwards, after a little bit of time, I was like, oh no, they're singing mostly in Korean with the occasional English words, which I really don't understand why they do that. Because if you're singing for the English audience, you've just made us really confused. And does it really matter for the Korean or the South Korean or people that are listening to it, whether you sing those few words in English? I didn't quite understand that crossover. It's not the first time. I know Band Aid have done that historically, but it did confuse me a little bit because I did pick out those few English words in that first sort of section, and I was then trying to work out what she was singing. I had to look up the lyrics and went South Korean lyrics, and then there's two words in English, and then some more South Korean lyrics. And I was like, okay, I don't understand the reason. And if anyone's listening to this or watching this at home, and you have a reason why they do that, please let us know in the comments down below. But yeah, first minute, I was quite interested. But Andy, you?
Yeah, I like the initial sort of drum fill that started the song. I think you called it an interesting guitar tone. You liked. I didn't.
I didn't think you'd like it, yeah.
Kazoo jumped to mind. You know that little...
Yeah, I do get it. I liked it because I don't hear anyone else really doing it. And that might be the reason why.
Yeah, it's a bit different, but I didn't like it. But what I did like was the sort of more sort of traditional sort of metal tone that she had sort of later on after she's disposed of that first riff. You can hear the bass really well. I think the vocals were nice. And I think the mix of English and South Korean kind of works. They're kind of reaching out to both markets, I think. So I think it's a conscious effort. I think we hear it later on in some of the other ones we're covering this session. So I think that worked. Yeah, they do look really, they're great looking girls. I mean, I'm a sucker for the coloured hair. I mean, there's some really, I like the look of these girls.
Great imagery.
You can see why they've perhaps gone down that route, and they are going to draw, the male fan base from home countries and possibly sort of out from elsewhere. I think they do look, they look right in what they're wearing. I don't think it's sort of over thought about and perhaps an attempt, to look too rock, intentionally. I think it's sort of a natural sort of look for them. I don't know, I could be wrong, but they do look good and they sound good in this opening minute. Apart from the kazoo.
Yeah. I think it was the comparison I'd use is we did a band, Nima Filler.
Yep.
And again, they look rock. Now they're a lot more heavier, but they looked very natural in their clothes, like they'd just gone and picked out. This one felt like they'd picked out some core items and then they dressed them up, like accessorized them. That's where I kind of think with this one, it's like they hadn't just gone short skirts, whatever, and pop skirts or whatever, and then they went, I need a brooch here and I need to wrap this round here. It was a little bit more thought through. That was the only thing I thought there. But let's play the next minute. This is minute 1 to minute 2 for you at home.
그럴수록 더 됐다며 거쳐가 질문의 속 항상 그려나가 현실이 됐지. You know that I'm who you are. 거칠게 감도했지. 다 어긋나서 내겐 뻔하지 않아. 널 my only
Okay, not too much really for me to talk about here. I mean, it's a solid rock track. Very predictable chord progressions. So that's the one thing I'll say. It doesn't feel like it reminds me of some of the bandmade stuffs where it's very hooky, very catchy, but you could literally pick up the guitar and as they start playing, go, okay, they're going to do this 4 chords. That's the 4 chords they're going to use over this section, and they're going to strum it. It's one of those ones that they followed into the, okay, I guess the ballpark of obvious writing. Now, the reason why those 4 chord progressions tend to work is because people know them in their heads. It naturally hooks you in. So I think it can work quite well. I did like the video locations. I love the switch between the studio and then what looks like they're on a beach stroke helipad. I can't quite work out exactly. They're on a solid platform, but it almost looks like with the rocky background. It's like they found an island with a big helipad that they're playing on or something. I couldn't quite work out what it was, but I just thought it was a helicopter landing pad with a rocky background or something, which I thought was very cool. And it was nice because it gave it a real bright look to it compared to the studio. So I thought that mix between was really good for that. But you?
Yeah, the studio or sort of the inside shots, I think I really like it. It's dark, but they've got the multiple spotlights waving about. I think that's a really good effect. It's in the first minute. I didn't mention that there's a great synchronized jump from all 4 members who are not sitting down, excluding the drummer, obviously. I think they repeat that later on in the video. But yeah, I like the change of location, the outside shot. Didn't really pick up on it. It's could be a helipad, but I think you could be right. You know, sort of nice rock waterfall sort of natural landscape in the background.
Yeah.
I might be wrong, but I think they get 2 choruses in this sort of second minute of the song, and to me, it's a bit like The Warning.
Okay.
Chorus, you know, a vocal delivery sounds, you know, reminded me of The Warning.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
again, that goes back to that chord progression.
You reckon? Yeah.
Yeah. Simplest, and that if you listen to that chord progression and listen to some of The Warning, follows the same chord progression. It's a lot of that.
Could be.
So what indie rock bands were very good at those chord progressions. Just slowed them down a bit. Let's play you from minute 2 to minute 3:26. So it's basically minute 2 to the end.
Rebold.
Okay, this is where we get a solo. I think we had a good little, it's a wah-based solo. Nice and punchy, works well within the visual of the section of the track, so I thought that was nice. I think visually this video is stunning. It's really well thought out what they're trying to get across. So it hooks you in. It's enjoyable to watch. I think if they just stayed in just a pure studio performance, it would have been okay. But the fact they've split it into different locations works actually quite well. And there are some times when I criticize that. I have criticized random location jumping for no reason.
Yeah.
But if I had a choice of having somewhere that looks like a helipad with a waterfall and a rocky thing in the background, I'm going to freaking use it. If I have a chance to use it in a video, I'll be like, yeah, screw it, let's do it. Because it looks great. And I liked the contrast between the studio. I thought it worked quite well. Seeing as I don't know what the song's about, as I didn't understand, it didn't have any lyrical content. I don't know if it has any meaning. I don't think it does. I just think it's for visual impact. To me, it's a song that it shows you that these guys, this band can easily write hooky tracks, and it doesn't have to have any massive substance behind that hookiness. It doesn't have to have a deep and meaningful. This feels like it's just a good rock out, fun track. It pulls you in, it gets your head bopping along, and at the end of it, you can kind of go, "Yeah, that's a good track." I do remember, like within 30 minutes of finishing that, I'd obviously moved on to another song to review, and I couldn't go back and tell you anything about this song apart from how I felt about it, which was, yeah, it was fun to listen to. That's about all I could tell you, and sometimes that's all you need with music. Andy?
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying there. It's a really good song. Nothing too much behind it, as you say. That they haven't sort of broken it apart and said we need to elaborate this section, or we have some deeper, meaningful lyrics. I'm sure it's just a decent rock song. There is a third location which I've only just realised when I'm got it playing next to me here. It's like an urban sort of shot. Well, a few urban locations. They're outside in the city, walking about and everything. What I've noticed as well, that at the end of some of the lines, the vocalist has a really good raise in what she delivers. Really sort of high, powerful delivery at the last sort of note of last word of the line. The solo I enjoyed. It's got that kazoo sound again, but fortunately, it's not throughout the whole solo. Just seems to be a little bit of an effect at the first half, but I think it was a really good solo. So we've got a third chorus in it, so it's a pretty standard song structure.
Yeah,
but that's what we both agree. They've not sort of tried to do anything particularly unique or different from many bands of this genre. They've just tried to write a decent song. I think they've done that, and the video is really good. You've got sort of 3 good locations, 5 stunning girls. I mean, it's a winner, isn't it? Really,
it is. Yeah, I mean, it ticks all the boxes. I mean, this is where we come in, I use the reference of pop rock, and not because they go, but it doesn't sound anything like a pop band. I'm like, and that's where people always kind of forget what the word popular is, or what pop is, which is popular stroke commercial. So it is a popular rock song, is what we're saying, and it ticks. And that's the simplistic nature of the songs. I mean, everything from Bon Jovi has. If you listen to Bon Jovi stuff from Slippery When Wet, this has a similar structure in that sense. The verse, chorus, big solo in, comes in with either a chorus or a double chorus at the end. It's a formulaic approach to writing songwriting, but it works really, really well.
Yeah.
If you had a whole album of it, I would have not be interested in the slightest. But that's where, if you go to a lot of bands' greatest hits, especially from the pop rock area, it's all like that. You've got 10 songs that all sound very similar because there's a reason why they were the most popular tracks. But there we go. That was Rebold by Rolling Quartz. Now, if you enjoyed our video today, or if you're listening to this on ADK Radio, thank you very much for doing both. Let us know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you very much. Take care.